Yo, what is good, everybody? Bro, this eye just looks so like it's just slightly closed, and I don't know why, and it bothers me so much. But anyway, this is the next part of Leetcoding every day until I'm a Leetcode god. Honestly, I was debating whether or not I really wanted to come on YouTube Live and record, but I think it's good just to hold myself accountable. I want this thing to be something I do every day. Sorry, my dog just. Yeah, I want this to be something I do every day, regardless of whatever I have going on. Like I want it to be a pretty big priority, and not necessarily. Like I don't necessarily want to hold myself to doing a bunch of problems, but I'd rather do one problem, a problem, even if it's a problem I've already done before, like it's review. I'd rather do that than just do nothing, So small progress is still progress at the end of the day, So this is part 7. I don't really have a plan for which problems I want to do. I think I don't really have that much time, so this is going to be a very short stream. I have to leave probably in 30 to 40 minutes. Yeah, I have to take a shower and get ready. So probably around 40 minutes. Give me enough time to do a few problems. Let me share my screen. I really want to start getting my thumbnails together. Figure out how to create good thumbnails. Oh my God. I also have allergies, so I apologize. I'm always sniffling. I swear, I thought I beat allergies, bro. April, March, I was walking outside fine. Nothing was bothering me. But the past 3 days, every time I've stepped outside, I've just sneezed or I will have the urge to sneeze nonstop. Let me share my screen. What problems are we going to do today? I might as well just finish greedy. I was supposed to do this last night, and I forgot that I had to be in Somerville to meet somebody at 7. So I literally just did not come back home and start streaming. I think I didn't come back home in Leetcode at all. I know that the Celtics game was on. Hey, if anyone that watches the stream, if you are a fan of basketball as much as me, feel free to talk about it in the chat, in the shot. Jaylen Brown hit a crazy fading away 3-point shot to send the game into overtime. I really thought we were losing. I'm a Celtics fan, by the way, so when I say we, that's what I mean. Yeah, but I thought we were going to lose that game, and going down 1-0 to the Pacers without Kristaps Porzingis is not how I wanted to start the series, but we defended. We secured that W. That's all that matters. But anyway, let us get started. I swear, this microphone, I need to get a better stand for it. Let me go to progress. Dang. And I guess I've never really explained, but these are all the problems that I do, regardless of whether I repeat the same problems. I just write down, anytime I do a problem, I write down what it is, even if it's just me reviewing it, because I like to keep track of how often I review certain problems. Like all these problems, like you can see, I did task scheduler 2 days in a row because that's a problem that I was really struggling with. And then I did it, yeah, like 3 days later. And yeah, I mean, I might start off by just reviewing like these 3 problems. And then I will probably just do that new greedy problem. The 22nd. I'll do hand of straights. My 3rd time doing it. Let's see if I remember. I don't. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna do this later. Let me warm up a little bit. Hand of straights. Alice has some number of cards, and she wants to rearrange the cards into groups so that each group is of group size, and consists of group size consecutive cards. Given an integer array hand, where hand of I is the value written on the ith card, and an integer group size, return true if she can rearrange the cards, or false otherwise. Alice can and it could be rearranged as 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah, I remember. And the solution to this problem is pretty like, the logic makes so much sense to me. I swear, sometimes like the logic to a problem will make sense, and I'll just struggle with the steps necessary to like fulfill that logic. So if I know that, oh, we need to do something, the steps to do it, I might mix up. So instead of like, I might have an if statement. I swear there will be problems where I'll have an if statement before another if statement, and that will just like ruin my code because I'm checking something, but like I'm not checking something before I'm like iterating, or I'm iterating like too early or too late. I swear that that's the issue. That's a big issue that I have when I code. I'm trying to get better at it and just be more intuitive, because I still think I struggle with just implementing what I have in my head directly onto the screen. And I think with Leetcode, that's the biggest skill that you need to develop. That's when you're really good. It's just being able to, all right, I have this idea, let me just code it. I still struggle with that. And that's just me being honest. I'm not being down on myself. Um, I have some friends where if I tell them like areas that I'm weak at, they'll always tell me like, hey, like, you're selling yourself short, you're being down on yourself. And that's not even necessarily true. I think it's okay to be real with like areas I'm not good at, a lot of my weaknesses. And that's just me being honest. I don't plan on just being weak in those areas forever. But right now, I'm not the greatest at that. And that's okay. So how do I want to approach this problem? Yeah, I mean, we have to have a dictionary. Like, we have to use a counter. Look up, we'll make it a counter of hand. Okay, hand equals, because we need to basically we need to have the counter. We need to have like the hand sorted. You can also use a heap. I might go through, like, when I come back to this question, I'm actually going to start. I'm going to make a note of that. Start learning heap solution or heap approach. I'll say that. Because in reality, I probably should be using a heap rather than sorting it just for efficiency's sake. And I feel like if I was in an interview, they could potentially make me use a heap. And I want to be able to just like implement that too. But yeah, for now, we'll just do sorted. Because we want the minimum. We always want to look at like the minimum number, right? Like 1, 2, 3. Then we want to start at 2, 3, or 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? 6, 7, 8. We always want to look at like the least. And if we sort that, then we'll always be looking at the least number that has like a value greater than or equal to 1. So yeah, so next, what do we want to do? We want to go through we'll just do I and hand, right? And then for J in range, group size. So I know that we are going to want to, we're only going to want to look at a number or at like we're only going to want to look at a number if the count is greater than 0. So if lookup of I is not equal to 0, right? Then what are we going to want to do? Then we're going to want to do lookup of I plus J it's like if if lookup I plus J, no, if I plus J not in, what am I doing? J not in lookup return false. Or I mean, we could just do like if lookup I plus J is less but will that even be the case? Or no, yeah, if okay, is less than or equal to 0, return false. I think the only other case is if lookup I plus J, like we can just decrement it. Like I think that's literally all we have to do. Because if the next number that we're looking at, like if we're here and there's not a, like the next number isn't like 2, then we're just going to return false because it's not possible to have a group size of 3. And I think we also need to have a base case where if if length of hand, if it's not divisible by the group size, we need to just if it's not equal to 0, right, then return false. Right, okay. And I think we should just be able to return true. Shoot, okay. Yeah, so I'm still gonna come back and maybe this weekend or at some what? Output true. Look up I think I need to. Oh wait, hold on. I think damn. Okay, let me think about why this isn't working. Eight plus one. It's looking if 9 is in there, which it isn't. If damn, what did I do? Bro, I cannot. This problem is whooping my ass. Oh wow! Wait, shit. Does it matter? Hold up. I'm not gonna look at the rest of that solution. I want to just. Is that all it was? Because I guess it, bro, maybe it was bro, wow. I'm gonna be upset if this works. Bro, what? Oh, I should only be going through this if why did I do that? I should only be looking through this up here, bro. This is my mistake, bro. This is the type of mistake that is going to just cost me a job, man. Because then I could do if I. Well, I'm still gonna just mark this as one I should do because clearly I get a little frustrated when it's like I make dumb mistakes like this, but I think it's important just to understand when, all right, you didn't get the problem right, just mark it and then come back to it again tomorrow. I need to, there's like, I don't know what people use when they're streaming so that they can see the comments like pop up on the screen. I also need like a monitor or something. I'll borrow my brother's. I need a monitor so that I can see like what the chat is saying eventually when I actually, have people in the stream. It's a little reassuring though, not having people in my stream because I don't really get embarrassed. You know what I mean? It's like no one's really seeing me make all these dumb mistakes. But I think getting better at coding in front of people is a necessary skill, It really is. I don't know what is in my cup. It's kind of gross. Merge triplets to form target triplet. A triplet is an array of 3 integers. You are given a 2D array, integer array. Triplets, where triplets I goes A, B, C. So I describes the ith triplet. You are also given an integer array. Target equals X, Y, Z. Bro, why is my computer so hot? A triplet is an array of 3 integers. You are given to obtain target. You may apply the following operation on triplets any number of times, possibly 0. So I equals 253. Math of them. How did I do this question? I did this yesterday. I'm sorry, just 1 second. I'm not gonna lie, someone just messaged me that Ten Hog something happened to him. Did he get sacked? Wow, he's leaving. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway. Choose two indices, zero index. So this is like perform the following operations. You can choose any triplet, this one and this one. Perform the max operation on it. Get the target. Okay. Okay. I remember for this, when I first did this problem, I used to think it was the hard, like when I read through it, I was like, bro, this is the hardest problem ever. In reality, it's not too bad because essentially what you can do is just check if you know that in this array, right, in the list of lists, right, if you know that like if you go through one of the triplets and then you see that there's a number that's greater than any of the numbers here, you're not going to be able to perform like the max operation. So you can just like remove it. And then you also that if you do that through all like the arrays, and that basically means the only arrays that are going to be left are going to have numbers that are less than the numbers in here, which means that you can perform that are less than or equal to the numbers in here, which means you can possibly perform the max operation. And then what else do you want to do? Then what? Oh yeah, then I think you want to go through each of the like valid lists and you want to see if there exists in like in both of these two arrays, you want to see if there exists like any of these numbers, like these three numbers, right? And if there is, then you know that you can like return true. Let me try coding it up. See if it makes more sense. So first we're gonna go through all the triplets for trip and triplets. Or let's do element. And triplets. Want to see if it's greater than one. All right, target one. I had someone that joined the stream yesterday and left a comment. Meant the world to me, bro. Really did. Really motivates me to keep going. So we just want to skip over, right? Just want to skip over this. Then we want to check if now we want to go through if target I equal to L. Because we need to see if I think we need to keep track. Yeah, so we're gonna keep track of the indexes where they equal, and basically there should be 3 because that basically means that we have 3 um, unique numbers, yeah, each place. That means we'll have a match at 0, 1, and 2 in any of the arrays. I remember I used to be like, oh, why can't we just keep track of the actual values at that index? But it's because what if we have like, so originally I had a set and then I was like, okay, let's just keep track of the values in the set. Like, let's just add the values to the set instead of the index. But then I realized like if this was 2, this was 2, and this was 2, for example, it wouldn't work. Yeah, but I think after all that, return length of count. I think that's all we want to do. Bro, what am I doing? Equal to 3. How does this even work? I did not. We're supposed to return a Boolean. I think one day out of the week, I'll probably just focus on like redoing. Like I won't do any new problems and I'll just do a bunch. Like I'm talking about like 12. Okay, maybe not 12, like 10 problems that I've already done just to keep everything fresh in my mind. It's like I might go through and look at problems that I typically struggled with. I need to go over trees again, bro. I genuinely, let me do this. I don't want to look up. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it. Yeah, but I genuinely I was starting to feel very comfortable with trees, right? I was starting to feel very comfortable with them. But I took like a 3-week break from Leetcode because originally I had been doing Leetcode pretty consistently. Let me actually look at this. Look at my streak, bro. I have 6 submissions. How's it even like what? I've only done like 3 problems. Anyway. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, there was a point like in February and March, I was pretty consistent. I feel like I was pretty consistent. Maybe I wasn't in reality. but I was Leetcoding. You know what I mean? I was doing problems, and then I got to the point where I had done arrays, 2-pointers, binary search, sliding window, and then I was going to start doing I was doing trees. I was getting pretty comfortable with trees, but what happened was that I ended up getting an interview for like this machine learning internship, and it was for like this very small company, and I think they're based out of Cali, but they had an office in Boston. And the interview process, they weren't gonna ask Leetcode. They were asking like machine learning question. So I just studied for that for like 2 weeks. And bro, I kid you not, this stream is just gonna be me ranting. I know I have to do this problem, but I was so upset because I did well on the initial interview. The initial interview was behavioral. You know what I'm trying to say. And the second interview was technical, right? The first interview did have some technical components in terms of just like asking about basic machine learning stuff. Like just talking about some of the projects I did, the reasoning behind it, different like machine learning stuff. And I kid you not, bro. I got past the first round, the second round, and they were telling me, they were just like, yeah, I mean, if you get any other offer from any other company, like please let us know before, like we want to be able to like make the decision about you, da, da, da. Like it was, bro, both the interviews went really well, in my opinion. I think I passed the technical round. I think I passed the first round. At the end of the second round, the interviewer was like, yeah, no, you're doing good. Like you did great, da, da, da. And then, so my dumb ass was just thinking, yeah, okay, I probably got this. A week goes by, and like I email him, like the first recruiter, not the second one. And I was just like, oh, so, if there's anything I can do to speed up the process, let me know. I have, an offer, or I have interviews with other companies. And basically he called me the next day. And normally when they call you, it's like to give you the offer. If they're gonna deny you, normally they'll just like send a no reply email. But he called me, and he was just like, "Hey, like how'd the second interview go? Like what do you think about the whole process? What do you think about the company?" He's asking me questions that one would ask if they're going to give you the offer. So I was answering these questions like, "Bro, I love the company. Like the interview process went well." Da, da, da. I was feeling, bro. He was like, "Yeah, well, I just want to tell you that we decided to move on to a different candidate." And I was just like, "Bro, what? Should have told me that before I was kissing your ass." Before I was doing all that, you know what I mean? Like, I felt so dumb. It was like, bro, I'm over here gassing up your company, hyping, the interview process, talking about how great it was to, work with both of you. And then it was just like, boom. And it was it was literally the day before my graduation for my master's. I kid you not. That was, I'm going to do this problem real quick. Let me do this problem real quick. Basically, I'm getting text saying, what time I'm supposed to be at the place where I'm supposed to be at. So I'm going to do this question real quick. Now, partition labels. You're given a string. We want to partition the string into as many parts as possible so that each letter appears in at most one part. Note that the partition is done so after concatenating all the parts in order, the resultant string should be S. The size of all these parts. So I know, because ABC. So for this question, basically what you have to do is you have to, and I know this really just because I looked at the answer yesterday, but you have to have a dictionary that has the last index of every character, right? So you have to store the last index of every character, and as you iterate through, you want to see if the current index, if the current index is greater. No, we have to check. Oh yeah, so you have to check if the last, if the okay, yeah, and then you have to have a variable called end, right? Or like some variable like that you'll just store a number in. So you're gonna check the last index, like you're gonna look up the value of this. You're gonna see that the last index, let's say it's like 8, right? End is gonna be set to 8. You're gonna look at this. Let's say this is like 9. You're gonna set end to this. And then once you get to the point where um, you're at like let's say you're B, the last index is 9. Let's say you get to index 9 of the list, you can like add that partition, right? You can add the length of where you are, because that basically means that all the letters in front of where end is, like you basically found a partition. Like the last index of all of them is before the end value. And then you're just gonna keep doing that, doing that whole process in the whole string. So so basically what you're gonna do is you're going to you need to create a dictionary too. Just call it lookup. Right, and you're going to have to for an s range length of s lookup I. Oh, lookup s of I equals I. Yeah, so this is basically going to store like the last index of each character in the dictionary. And then what are you going to want to do? You're going to want to iterate through the dictionary again. I mean, through the string for I in. Let me do index value. I might index val, and I'm going to enumerate it. S. And then what I want to do, if lookup, if lookup val is greater than end, we're going to set end equal to the index, right? If let me check if lookup val is equal to end, and I think we can just iterate the count plus equal 1, right? So then we basically want to, we're also gonna need an empty list. Let's do res equals boom. So we want count res dot append count equals 0. I don't think we need to do anything to end because, yeah, I don't think we need to do anything to it because since we're iterating through the string, end is always going to be like bigger. You know what I mean? Like the last index is always going to be bigger. If that makes sense. Is this all we have to do? I think it is. Yeah, just append the count and then change count to 0. And then basically, I think we just have to return the result. Oh, why am I doing if lookup of wait. Wait, no, yeah, if in my mind this should be working. I feel like I'm forgetting something very small, because we want to iterate the count, right? Boom. Zero, 2, 8 here. What is this? This is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8, right? This is 8. It's not. Right. So this should put it at end equals. Oh no, so n shouldn't equal, okay, I see what I did wrong. N should equal lookup of the value. Okay, this should work now. This should work now. What? If is greater than n is going to equal the last index, right? And then if is equal to, or no, wait, hold on. I think this should just be if the index. There we go. I think this is what I meant. Yeah, there we go. Because I don't know why I had that. It's not if the, yeah, I see. There we go. See, I'm proud of that submission because I feel like I thought through it. You know, my code didn't work at first, but I was like, you know, my logic's correct. Okay. Okay. What's the next one? I don't think I'm gonna have time to have to go somewhere. I'm just gonna write down valid parentheses string. This is the one I'm gonna do when I get back. Parentheses, thesis, and thesis. So when I get back, I'll do this one. I'll read through it. I think about it on the way to where I'm at. Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. The questions that I suck at the most are stack. These by far is the hardest topic for me. Even though the concept of a stack is easy, I think it just has to do with, I feel like some of the questions are like backtracking. I haven't studied this, so maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there today. Call it here today. So thank you. Chris Green out.